In the high-stakes world of professional sports, narratives are often spun around heroic performances, strategic brilliance, or even last-minute miracles. But what happens when the decisive moment isn't a display of athletic prowess, but a single, disputed judgment call? Today, we dissect precisely such an incident from the National Sporting League's recent season. A referee's decision in the 88th minute of a crucial match didn't just alter the game's outcome, it sent ripples through the entire league, fundamentally reshaping two teams' fates and igniting a debate that continues to fuel unprecedented engagement online. We're here to present the proof. This isn't merely a recount of a controversial call, it's an exploration of its profound, quantifiable impact, particularly through the lens of digital engagement. Controversial officiating content, as we've observed, acts as an algorithmic accelerant. It sparks intense debate in comment sections, drives shares, and generates a torrent of user-generated content, all signals that YouTube's algorithm interprets as high value. The proof we present today isn't just about game stats, it's about the undeniable interaction data that shows how this one decision became a cultural flashpoint, proving its monumental significance through sustained viewer interest. Let's set the scene. Week 17 of the National Sporting League. Only 1 week remained after this match. The stakes couldn't have been higher. The capital city Centurions, currently sitting in 7th position, faced off against the Riverdale Rapids, who occupied the 6th and final playoff spot. For the Centurions, a win would leapfrog them into a playoff berth. For the Rapids, a loss could send them tumbling out. This wasn't just another regular season game, it was a winner-take-all battle for playoff destiny, amplifying every decision, every moment, and ultimately, one specific call. As the clock wound down, the tension was palpable. The capital city Centurions had battled hard, holding a narrow 1-0 lead as the game approached its final moments. Their defense had been resolute, their attack incisive enough to secure what seemed like a vital advantage. With just 2 minutes left in regulation, the Centurions were on the verge of claiming those 3 crucial points that would rewrite their season's narrative and propel them into the playoff picture. Fans were on the edge of their seats, anticipating a historic victory. Then, it happened. In the 88th minute, a Riverdale Rapids attacker surged into the Centurions' penalty area. A slight tangle of legs, a dramatic fall, and the referee's whistle piercing the stadium air. Penalty. The Centurions' players were incensed, protesting vehemently. Replays, shown immediately on stadium screens and later endlessly online, clearly depicted minimal, if any, contact, certainly not enough for a penalty in most observers' eyes. This moment of judgment, or misjudgment, became the epicenter of the ensuing storm. The Rapids star striker stepped up to the spot, coolly slotting the penalty kick past the Centurions' despairing goalkeeper. The score was now 1-1. The remaining minutes, plus injury time, offered no further goals. The game ended in a draw, a result that felt like a devastating loss for the Centurions and an undeserved reprieve for the Rapids. This single decision had stripped the Centurions of 2 crucial points, transforming a near-certain victory into a frustrating stalemate and setting the stage for a dramatic unraveling of their season. Let's look at the cold, hard numbers. Prior to Week 17, the Centurions had 46 points. A win would have given them 49 points, placing them firmly in 5th place. However, the draw meant they finished Week 17 with 47 points. The Rapids, with 47 points pre-game, moved to 48 points with the draw. This 1-point swing, directly attributable to the penalty call, was the linchpin. It created a domino effect, pushing one team into the playoffs and condemning the other to an early exit. This statistical divergence is our first undeniable proof. The implications were immediate and brutal. The Centurions finished the season with 47 points, just 1 point shy of the final playoff spot. Had they won that Week 17 match, securing 49 points, they would have been the 5th seed, comfortably in the postseason. Instead, the Riverdale Rapids, with their 48 points, clinched the 6th seed. This wasn't a marginal miss, it was a direct consequence. The controversial call didn't just affect the scoreboard, it dictated playoff qualification, a binary outcome with profound ripple effects for both franchises. Beyond the emotional toll, the financial ramifications for the capital city Centurions were staggering. Missing the playoffs by a single point translated into an immediate loss of significant revenue. For a first-round playoff team in the NSL, broadcast rights, ticket sales, and merchandise royalties typically generate approximately $5 million. This isn't speculative, it's a well-documented income stream that the Centurions were now denied. This direct financial hit is unequivocal proof of the call's season-altering power, impacting the team's balance sheet for the entire fiscal year. Conversely, the Riverdale Rapids experienced a significant financial windfall. Their unexpected entry into the playoffs, facilitated by that crucial draw, brought with it the very same revenue streams denied to the Centurions. This included their share of league-wide playoff broadcast revenues, increased ticket sales for home playoff games, and a surge in merchandise purchases. This shift of approximately $5 million from one team's potential earnings to another's is a stark, tangible indicator of the referee's decision's economic impact. One call, a multi-million-dollar swing. The moment the final whistle blew, the online world exploded. Within 24 hours of the controversial Week 17 match, social media platforms recorded over 500,000 mentions combining Centurions, referee, and penalty. This wasn't organic discussion, this was outrage, analysis, and heated debate. This sheer volume of immediate engagement offers undeniable proof of the decision's seismic impact on fan sentiment and discourse. Such a sustained spike in mentions is rare for a regular season game, underscoring its pivotal nature. Beyond general social media, YouTube became a central hub for re-examining the incident. The clip of the controversial penalty call garnered an astonishing 10 million views within the first week alone. Accompanying this immense viewership were over 2 million comments, many delving into frame-by-frame analysis, expressing frustration, or offering counter-arguments. This viral explosion is critical proof for our discussion. It demonstrates not just immediate interest, but a sustained, deep engagement that feeds directly into the algorithmic engine, boosting the reach of all related content. The ripple effect extended beyond just that single clip. In the weeks following the match, searches for referee controversy and similar terms across sports content platforms saw a staggering 15% increase compared to the previous season's average. This indicates a broader, systemic interest spurred by this one incident. For content creators, this translates into an algorithmic boost for any video touching on officiating debates, controversial calls, or rules analysis. This collective interest, directly traceable to the Centurions Rapids game, underlines the power of controversy to drive digital traffic. The psychological impact on the fan bases of both teams diverged dramatically. For Centurions supporters, the season ended in bitter disappointment, overshadowed by a pervasive sense of injustice. Online forums, fan polls, and local sports radio shows registered overwhelming frustration. For Rapids fans, while acknowledging the controversial nature, there was an undeniable uplift. Their team was in the playoffs, providing renewed hope and excitement. This stark contrast in fan morale is a crucial, if less tangible, form of proof, reflecting the call's power to shape emotional investment. The ripple effect wasn't confined to fans and finances, it permeated the locker room. In their final game of the season, after the Week 17 debacle, the capital city Centurions showed a noticeable dip in performance. Key players seemed deflated, leading to a 30% drop in expected goal contributions compared to their season average. The team lost their final match, a dead rubber, further compounding the sense of a season derailed. This slump, directly following the controversial call, points to a clear psychological impact on the athletes themselves, affecting their on-field output. The Riverdale Rapids, by contrast, entered the playoffs with a surprising burst of momentum. The team, previously struggling for consistency, seemed to rally around the controversy, perhaps seeing it as an external validation or a unifying challenge. Their overall offensive efficiency saw a 15% increase in the first playoff round compared to their regular season average. While they eventually exited in the second round, their playoff run was unexpected, fueled by the psychological boost from the contentious Week 17 outcome. This demonstrates the contrasting team-level proof of the decision's influence. The Centurions' head coach, already under pressure, found his position critically jeopardized by the playoff miss. Despite a respectable season overall, the singular failure to reach the postseason, directly linked to that controversial call, became the focal point of criticism. Rumors of a coaching change intensified immediately after the season's end, with local media reporting internal discussions about leadership. While a coach's job security depends on many factors, the definitive miss of the playoffs because of one decision undeniably accelerated this scrutiny, serving as a tangible proof point of its influence. The sheer volume of public outcry forced the National Sporting League to issue a rare, formal statement acknowledging the intense debate surrounding the Week 17 decision. While they upheld the referee's on-field call, they also announced an internal review of officiating protocols and VAR implementation, particularly in high-stakes matches. This institutional response, triggered by a single incident and its subsequent public discussion, serves as further proof of its monumental impact, demonstrating how a localized controversy can instigate league-wide introspection and potential rule changes. The media coverage surrounding both teams also reflected the decision's impact. The Centurions received extensive sympathetic coverage, with articles and broadcasts consistently highlighting their injustice. The Rapids' playoff run, while celebrated, was often prefaced with mentions of the controversial call, creating an asterisk in their narrative. Data shows that injustice keywords appeared in 75% of Centurions-related postseason articles, while controversy appeared in 60% of Rapids-related articles, showcasing a clear divergence in journalistic framing and narrative arcs for the two teams. For the capital city Centurions, the controversial decision and subsequent playoff miss undeniably tested fan loyalty. While core supporters remained, anecdotal evidence and early season ticket renewal data suggested a hesitation among some casual fans. Exit surveys indicated that 40% of lapsed season ticket holders cited disillusionment with officiating as a primary reason. This erosion, however minor, in the fan base's broader commitment is a long-term consequence, a silent but significant form of proof that one decision can weaken the very foundations of a sports franchise. The Riverdale Rapids, on the other hand, saw a boost in fan loyalty and engagement. The unexpected playoff run, regardless of its contentious origins, galvanized new and existing fans. Merchandise sales spiked by 20% during the playoffs, and early season ticket renewals showed a 10% increase year-over-year. This surge indicates that success, even controversially achieved, breeds further engagement. The Rapids gained a new segment of casual fans drawn in by the playoff excitement, providing clear, long-term proof of the decision's positive impact on their brand and fan base. The enduring power of this specific decision lies in its dramatic what-if scenario. What if the penalty hadn't been awarded? The Centurions win 1-0, enter the playoffs, potentially go on a run. The Rapids miss out, ending their season early. This counterfactual isn't just fan speculation, it's a critical analytical tool. The stark contrast between the actual outcome and the plausible alternative highlights the magnitude of the referee's influence. It forces us to confront how a single, flawed judgment can divert the course of an entire season, generating endless debate. Consider the individual player careers. For a Centurions player nearing the end of their contract, a playoff appearance could have triggered performance bonuses or attracted interest from other teams. Missing the playoffs might mean a lower contract offer or even an early retirement. Conversely, Rapids players, particularly those performing well in the playoffs, gained significant exposure and negotiation leverage. This decision didn't just affect teams, it likely altered individual player trajectories, a subtle but profound form of proof that extends far beyond team statistics, touching lives and livelihoods. The level of scrutiny on the refereeing crew for that match, and indeed for the NSL officiating body as a whole, intensified dramatically. Post-match analysis, both professional and amateur, dissected every frame of the incident. This public dissection, driven by a desire for proof of injustice, directly influenced how future high-stakes games were officiated, with referees exhibiting heightened caution. The call became a benchmark for controversial decisions, forcing a re-evaluation of how such moments are managed and communicated by the league. This incident vividly illustrates the narrative power of controversy. 4 seasons to come, the story of the Centurions' stolen playoff spot will be told, serving as a cautionary tale and a rallying cry for fans. Similarly, the Rapids' unexpected playoff run will always carry the asterisk of that penalty. These narratives, rich with drama and injustice, are exactly what drives engagement. They are compelling stories that resonate, sparking conversations that extend far beyond the immediate season, proving the long-term cultural impact of such a decision. Let's bring it back to the algorithmic focus. The initial burst of outrage and analysis on YouTube led to high click-through rates and extended watch times. This signals to the algorithm that the content is highly engaging. In turn, the algorithm pushes the video to a wider audience. This wider audience generates more comments and shares, creating a feedback loop. This sustained, high-quality engagement, driven by the controversial call, proves its value not just in sports, but as a robust digital content driver, amplifying its reach and impact. Our use of the word proof in this analysis is deliberate, and it's a key ingredient in driving engagement. In the context of controversial decisions, fans and analysts crave concrete evidence to support their arguments. Presenting statistics, financial data, and behavioral metrics elevates the discussion beyond mere opinion. It invites viewers to scrutinize the data, challenge the conclusions, or vehemently agree, thereby deepening their interaction. This analytical approach, seeking proof, validates their frustrations or confirms their suspicions, making content like this irresistibly clickable. To illustrate the unique power of controversy, let's compare engagement metrics. A game with a clearly correct, but impactful, referee decision might generate a 2% engagement rate on a highlight clip. However, a clip featuring a highly controversial, yet equally impactful, decision like our Week 17 example, consistently yields engagement rates of 15 to 20% or even higher. This dramatic difference isn't about the impact of the call itself, but the disagreement it spawns. Disagreement is fuel for the algorithm, creating sustained interaction proof. This case study isn't unique to the NSL. Across global sports leagues, from basketball to soccer to hockey, similar controversial officiating decisions regularly trigger comparable waves of fan outrage and algorithmic amplification. The underlying mechanisms, emotional investment, a sense of injustice, and the collective desire for truth or proof, remain constant. This Centurions Rapids incident serves as a microcosm for a much larger phenomenon, demonstrating how these pivotal, disputed moments become cornerstones of sports discourse and digital content strategy. For content creators, the lesson is clear: while fair play is paramount in sports, controversy, particularly around officiating, presents an unparalleled opportunity for engagement. Videos that delve into these moments with analytical rigor, offering data and proof rather than just opinion, stand to benefit immensely from the algorithm. The appetite for detailed analysis of disputed decisions is insatiable, providing a fertile ground for deep-dive content that both informs and engages, fulfilling the viewer's desire for closure or continued debate. Even years later, the Week 17 penalty call remains a lasting scar for the capital city Centurions and their fans. It's often referenced in discussions about the team's history, a perpetual what if that defines a turning point. The decision's reverberations persist through fan folklore, in local sports media retrospectives, and in the collective memory of the city. This enduring emotional and narrative footprint is perhaps the most human proof of its season-changing power, a testament to how deeply such moments embed themselves in the fabric of a sporting community. For the Riverdale Rapids, the legacy is more complex. While their playoff run is now part of their history, it's forever linked to the controversial call. It's a contentious triumph, often sparking debate among rival fans. Yet, for their supporters, it was a season of unexpected joy, a testament to resilience, regardless of the means. This nuanced legacy, continually debated and re-evaluated, further fuels algorithmic engagement for years to come, proving how a single disputed moment can sculpt a team's narrative identity for an entire era. This situation raises important ethical questions for sports journalism and content creation. Is it right to capitalize on a potentially unfair decision for algorithmic gain? The debate is complex. However, our goal here is not to advocate for bad calls, but to analyze their undeniable impact. Understanding why controversial content drives engagement is crucial for creators. It allows for a more informed approach, balancing the ethical duty of journalistic integrity with the strategic realities of digital content distribution. The proof lies in the metrics. So, let's consolidate the undeniable proof that this one referee decision changed the entire season. The direct shift in playoff qualification by a single point. The multimillion-dollar swing in team revenue. The explosion of 500,000 plus social media mentions and 10 million YouTube views. The clear divergence in team performance and fan morale. The league-wide review of officiating protocols. Each data point, each metric, paints a consistent picture. This was not an isolated incident, but a pivotal moment with cascading, verifiable effects. While our analysis heavily relies on statistics and data, it's crucial to remember the human element. For players, coaches, and dedicated fans, these numbers represent hopes, dreams, frustrations, and moments of joy or despair. The referee's decision wasn't just a data point, it was a heart-wrenching moment for the Centurions and a moment of elation, albeit contentious, for the Rapids. This profound human impact is what ultimately makes the proof so compelling and why such controversies resonate so deeply, driving endless discussion and, yes, engagement. We've presented the statistical and engagement-based proof that this referee decision irrevocably changed an entire NSL season. But the debate isn't over. What are your thoughts? Do you believe the evidence presented here is conclusive? Were there other factors at play, or was this truly the single, most pivotal moment? Share your analysis in the comments below. Your contributions fuel this ongoing discussion, further solidifying the algorithmic proof of this decision's enduring impact. Like, subscribe, and let us know, what constitutes undeniable proof in sports?